I feel bad for them. It's a tough winter on them, but it comes down to what's more important, a livelihood or feed the elk.
Harsh winter conditions in Idaho's upper Salmon River country has pushed big game herds into the lower valleys looking for feed and causing problems for cattle ranchers. Elk, moose, and deer have invaded dozens of haystacks.
As you can see, they've taken out all the support for the bales up top, and you're going to have a lot more hay spoiled when it falls down, and a stack is built to every bale behind it supports the next one, and so I mean it's going to end up with a lot of spoiled hay. And
ranchers are doing anything and everything possible to run off the problem animals. Stacks are surrounded with tall wire panels. Rancher Dan French says once the animals arrive, nothing works.
There's no way to keep them out. Once they start coming in, they're hungry, and once they start coming in to eat, you're not going to keep them out there. I don't care what you do. We did get a depredation tags, and it kind of burned me a little bit that they were tearing up my haystack and I still had to pay for the tags. And we did get them, and then we have been harassing the elk, pushing them back to clear back to Mulkey Creek with the four-wheelers, the side-by-side, shooting shotgun at them, and they make it back to the haystack just about as fast as we can move them out.
A meeting sponsored by the Lemhi County Farm Bureau was held last week where cattlemen and Idaho Fish and Game talked about what to do. Local game manager Tom Corrett encouraged communication and early intervention.
When they first show up, we need to know about it. And
that's not very hard to see. You got people driving around, and the fields are full of them.
Sure. Some people don't care if they're elk out in their fields, and some people do very much. And I feel like we've been, and we will continue to be responsive if we have someone that has an elk problem.
Fish and Game Commissioner Will Nalen told the crowd some fixes may need to come from lawmakers in Boise.
A lot of this is legislative. The depredation program is in statute. So there are statutory things in that, or other ranchers that say, listen, I don't necessarily want sportsmen on my property, but I want some compensation here. Well, again, that's in statute. Reasonable access to sportsmen, it falls in line with that, the compensation program. So again, if we want to address that, we're going to have to address the statute itself and not just change decisions.
Rancher Wes Mackey encouraged impacted cattlemen to join in on an effort to quantify losses to private property owners.
There's no real way to do it. They say if you don't measure it, you don't know what you've got. And so if we can measure it, maybe we can figure out how much damage we really have. You know, it seems like an elk eats about 20 pounds a day. And so in my mind, that puts it at about 2/3 of an AUM. And so, you know, on winter pasture, if that's worth about $15 for a cow, then that's about $10 a head. For the elk, if you've got an estimate of how many head that you've had and a time frame there, that maybe we can come up with some sort of the damages of what it's worth to us.
Ranchers and game managers are working together to solve the conflict.
Anyway, it's what it is.
With the Idaho Farm Bureau, the voice of Idaho agriculture, I'm Steve Ritter.